Hi, Tanja here and welcome to TMJTV, a weekly video series aimed at real estate leaders that would love more time to grow their people and their business. I hope you enjoy this next episode of TMJTV. Hi, Tanja here and welcome to TMJTV, a weekly video series dedicated to real estate leaders and teams that want to grow themselves and their business in the least amount of time. With me again, Kylie Davis from CoreLogic.
Hi.
Hey. We're having conversations where we're unpacking the key insights from the Real Estate of Leadership survey that we've done. And today's topic is
leadership and how good we are at it as a whole.
Yeah.
So this is my favourite stat of all.
Okay, great.
So 82% of everyone we surveyed
Yep.
said that they felt qualified to lead.
Of course.
Of course.
82%. I'm qualified to lead.
I'm
Yep.
completely qualified to lead.
And what did their people say?
Yes, well, actually, but then when we asked everyone, but what's the quality of leadership like in your organisation, 66% said that it was either good or excellent.
Okay.
So that means that 16% of the industry is somewhat deluded.
Yeah.
Yeah. About
Thinking
their
they're
leadership.
really effective
Thinking
leaders.
they're really effective, but when it comes to experiencing it, not so much.
Okay.
Yep.
So what are the impacts of this as you see it?
So the impacts of this are that we have a disconnect between how we feel we're coming across versus how we're being experienced as coming across.
Yeah.
And I think the impact of that is that, surprise, surprise, we probably don't know ourselves as well as we should.
Yeah.
And a little bit more self-awareness around some key skills and how we're coming across would do wonders for both our leadership experience and then possibly even for the industry as a whole.
I agree. And to throw into that, I do believe, however, that leaders and teams all come to work with the best intentions.
They do,
So
absolutely.
leaders are coming in going, I'm leading. No one's going and going, how can I really mess your day up and be so ineffective today? You know,
Yep.
So we know that leaders and teams are coming in with the best intentions. However, the greatest intentions and then the execution of your communication or your strategies or your style of leadership, there's 16% of the industry going, it ain't working, or it's not landing, or it's not effective, or it's not existent.
Yes, yep.
So the impacts of that are really impact culture, morale, collaboration. You don't get a space of innovation and new fresh ideas from your people if they don't feel like they can approach you, which impacts your bottom line and your performance.
Yep.
What else are the impacts from what you see?
Well, I think what we see is that those businesses that have the best adoption of really good leadership skills from the survey, they were the ones that actually were most likely to be highly financially successful. So we know that a financially successful business is an outcome of good leadership.
Great leadership.
So we know that. We also know that I think probably another way to look at it might be, how do I know if this is playing out in my business? So it'll be playing out in your business if you've got high staff turnover, if you seem to always hire people who seemed fantastic on paper or for when they were working for someone else, but then when they come to you, they're suddenly not achieving everything that they promised to bring into your business. And they're all kind of symbols of the fact that maybe something's not quite
little engagement.
Right. Yeah.
And if they're not showing up to team meetings, or they're turning up late, or they're not coming, if you've got social events or awards, or there's just poor...
And if you have them.
And if you have them, yeah. Do you have them?
Do you have them? You know, because they're all simple. They're all kind of elements of a really strong business that has got kind of really good processes in place to be celebrating who their people are.
And so inside of effective leadership for the survey and the benefit of getting some insight on different styles, we've got 5 different styles that we assessed. 6 different styles that we assess people on. So leaders will go in and deliver what they value as a style of leadership.
Yep.
And if you don't have a way to temperature gauge whether you're actually connecting and getting the best out of your people, then that's where that 16% is going to have a mismatch.
Yep.
So a really great way to test the waters and see whether you and your people are aligned or your level of leadership is effective is have 360-degree reviews.
Absolutely.
Where everyone in your business, including you as the principal, can have a simple one-page document that asks, what am I doing well? What do I need to stop? What do I, what do I need to continue or improve on, and have everyone in the team write feedback on you as the principal, and you can do the same for your people. And then you'll get a really, as long as the leader is open to that.
Yes, they're quite confronting sometimes.
They are confronting.
Yes, I've had a
And if
couple
you
myself.
have you? Yes, yeah.
Of my career.
What are the benefits of that though? Like, what are the benefits of a 360? Even though it's confronting, you're getting great truth serum, there's kind of nowhere to hide, is there?
No, there's nowhere to hide. And I think what it lets you do is it lets you see yourself as others see you.
Yes.
So when you look into the mirror and you see yourself, you see certain elements that reflected back. But the place that you can't hide is that, you know, when you say something or you come across a certain way, then you hear or see how people are interpreting that. And some of that might be that they're being a little bit precious at times, or, you know, something is always about the other person's filter in how they're adopting that. But there's always elements of when you, especially if you've got, you know, a team of people that are giving you feedback, when things keep coming back consistently, you know that there's something that you need to work on. And, you know, do some coaching yourself on how to get better and stronger at that skill, or hire someone else in and love them because you know that they're actually why you need them as part of your team.
The other thing that I would suggest from an action perspective is have an alignment of values.
Yes.
So if you as a leader have really clear values, so often the leaders, I would assume from what I'm seeing out there too, that 16% of that are saying no, like the leaders think they're really effective and they're actually not, or we're not really connected. What's really missing is aligned values. Either the leader hasn't established clear values for the business, or they haven't communicated them, or there's no cohesive values where we're all singing from the same hymn book. So it's another action that you can take to make sure that you're just coming from the same place.
I think too, there's a bit of there's a lot of sort of fiction around leadership too. Like, we all aspire to be really good leaders, and we all want to demonstrate good leadership, but leadership's not something that's given to you, or it's not something that you get just because you know your name's on the shingle or anything like that. You actually have to earn it, and it's actually it can be really hard work. It's something that you have to do every day, every week, and keep showing up with.
No matter how you feel.
No matter how you feel, and it's something that's earned. It's not a reward.
Yeah.
So
and one of my favourite quotes is, you don't believe the message unless you believe the messenger. So your people won't believe you, trust you, collaborate with you, work for you, turn themselves inside out for the business if they don't believe you. If you as a leader are coming across as self-focused and self-centric, you can tell, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
When someone's in it for themselves. Or there's that servanthood leadership approach where your people get that you are the only thing that matters, and they're willing to have that self-assessment, or where the leader is willing to be vulnerable enough and courageous enough to go, oh, let's take a look, and how am I doing this? So what's my level of self-awareness? Okay, great. Cool. Well, thanks. That's a really important one, because our perceptions aren't aligned right now.
No, not at all. No.
Yeah, okay.
And we're seeing that play out too in how do our consumers see us as well. So, you know, if we can get leadership right inside our own businesses and start turning up authentically to our people, and then have great cultures and great structures that offer a fantastic service, and we're talking to the market about what is this great service that we offer to buyers and sellers and landlords and tenants, about how to why real estate agents are important and the value that we add as an industry, then everything starts to kind of flow together, and we're not having to sell it really hard because we're struggling to prove value. Yeah,
which is critical in this age of disruption.
Absolutely.
So leaders, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, I recommend. Adopt the 360-degree review process for you and your people, and don't be afraid to have an honest look at yourself and encourage your people to give you some feedback. But I've used it in businesses. It really does work. But you've got to be willing to park the funk, get your ego out of the way, and be really genuinely interested in what your people have to say. And as you said before, Kylie, it kind of takes two to tango. So we also don't want to be just having people point their finger and it's all the leader's fault.
Yeah.
But a 360-degree degree review process will really handle that. And Kylie, you mentioned that word empowerment, which is actually one of the fundamental empowered leadership practices that we're going to be sharing.
It is.
At the upcoming Inspiring Greatness 2-day Empowered Leadership Summit on the 6th and 7th of February in Melbourne. You're going to learn how do you empower your people and balance being in the business and on the business at the same time. So we'd love to see you there. Thank you, Director.
Every single week I'm going to share insights and free downloadable tools to help you and your people achieve your success in the least amount of time. If you'd like access to the free downloadable tool, just click on the available link. If you also have any questions or challenges, specifically in the area of leadership or mindset, just write it in the comments below, and where possible, I'll provide solutions to your requests. Remember, let love lead, and you can turn your workforce into the life source of your business. I'll see you next week for more TMJTV.